Hey, we have Kevin Smith in studio. He was trying to get in on this there, Sean.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Sean. How are you, Mr. Hannity,
Good.
I should say. Hey, my question, as a political pundit, how much pussy do you get? I know you're married, but I mean, does that help with the wife? Is the
I
wife
can't
like...
hear his mic is off.
Yeah, see what happens with Sean. He's brave to go after us with, you know.
I see it as a marital situation of like, come here, because Hannity wants to comb, and just gets in there. And I would imagine if I was doing his job, my wife would like me a lot more.
Yeah, Hannity, Sean. I should just say Sean. The new format for the show is really good.
It's going very well, you know, and one of the things we did with the Great American Panel, look, we do the hard news at the start of the show, and we designed it that the show would sort of get lighter and more unpredictable as it went on throughout the hour. And one of the things that I wanted to do was add new faces to cable TV. I mean, because we see the same people all the time. And by the way, a lot of them rate, they do well, people want to hear from them on a regular basis. But also to add other voices that you're not going to hear anywhere else. I mean, you know, Anthony's on, and Jim is on, and we've had Imus on, and we've had Deirdre Imus on, and, you know, a whole list of people. We've had Meatloaf. Last night we had Rascal Flatts on. We had Billy Ray Cyrus on. We're just trying to put on people that you may not hear on a regular basis on cable, and the audience likes it. The ratings have been real good.
Yeah, it really is. I like the new studio. It was a lot of fun. And I did get a call. I will be doing the show again in July.
No, you scored. We got good ratings with you, Mr. Anthony.
That's fantastic.
Good
man.
ratings.
All I kept saying, I couldn't figure out his last name because it's always Opie&Anthony.
Yeah, I know.
And now you had to
use I'm like, how do you pronounce this thing?
You got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
Cool, I'll be on in June.
All right, Jim.
Well, although Anthony we did the Miley Cyrus issue.
Yeah.
With Jamie Foxx. And so I turn to you, and you very sheepishly go, well, when it comes to things said, I might have a history here and a little conflict of interest.
Yeah. I think I downplayed by saying I might have a little history with things like this. What do you think about his apology there that he gave?
I thought it was look. I don't think you talk about 16-year-old kids. I just think I thought it was a pretty mean, vicious attack. And look, I'm just a Christian, so if you apologize, my orientation is to forgive you. I thought Billy Ray Cyrus had it right when he said he has a 14-year-old daughter. How would he like it if people were saying that about his daughter?
Yeah, I did hear him say that, and does put it in a different perspective.
I don't think people ought to get fired, but I know that if it was Opie and Anthony or if it was Don Imus, they would have been fired.
Yeah. If the situation was reversed, especially with the racial epithets that were kind of thrown around there in the room.
Look, there's a prominent morning host, and I'm not going to sit here and mention names. I have a tape of him. Do you remember that girl? Her first name was Bethany, and she was a 12-year-old girl out in Hawaii, and she had her arm chopped off.
By the shark.
The surfer girl.
Yeah.
Girl was the surfer.
You know the song Jack the Knife?
Yeah.
All right, so this morning show... literally
Jack the Knife or Mac the Knife?
Yeah, Matt, whatever.
By Bobby Darin.
Jack the Knife, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And literally this morning show played Biting, Whitey, Biting, right? And I have the tape. And this girl just lost her arm, and the host is laughing his head off.
I was laughing that day.
You know, and I'm thinking, this 12-year-old girl lost her arm, and you're making fun of it, and you're using, a racial context to this. And you put that through the prism, though, because we all like Don Imus. He's friends of ours. Mm-hmm. You put it through that prism, there's a huge double standard. Because I think if Imus had done it, it would be a big deal. And I don't want anybody fired from the radio, because if they're going to come after Jamie Foxx, or they're going to go after this host, or they're going to come after all of us. If you don't like what you're hearing, my advice is turn off the radio.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. It's amazing how defending freedom of unpopular jokes and stuff has become very selective, and it's not this persecution thing. It really is if you're a white guy and you say certain things, it's safe to attack you. That's all it is. If you're black or you say something about white people, it's just not safe to attack that on a racial basis. So people lay off.
Yeah, well, we raised the question the other night, and we had. In the middle of the whole Imus controversy, we had a debate between Bernie McGurk and Al Sharpton, and I had actually debated Sharpton at the National Action Network around that exact same time, And I came in with a list of things that Al Sharpton has said throughout his career, and I had the tapes with me to back them up.
You have a lot of tapes, don't you, Sean?
Yeah, I say tapes.
I get proof, you know.
I got tapes of Opie. That's why he won't come on the show.
Well, what happened when you had the tapes of Sharpton? Did he address what he had said?
Yeah, well, I mean, he called the former mayor of New York, Dinkins. He used the N-word repeatedly in describing him.
Yeah.
And he talked about, quote, Greek homos and all this other stuff. And, you know, he had a lot of...
Then why do you keep having him on TV? Why are you giving him credibility?
So
that guy is
why
so...
do I have you guys on TV?
That's Doug Stanhope.
Doug Stanhope.
You wouldn't have heard of me.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's comedian Doug Stanhope.
I'm a guy over in the corner by the trash can.
Yeah, we put him by the garbage can.
You know, but Doug
Hey,
makes...
by the way, I do remember a particular Opie and Anthony moment where you had girls in a barrel and you kept pouring things on them.
Yes, it was the 55-gallon drum challenge.
Do you have a tape of that, too?
Oh, no, I don't have a tape of that.
That's for his personal collection.
Hey, who won the debate between McGurk and... Because I love Bernard McGurk.
I think
he's
Reverend Al
brilliant.
got him.
Well, you know,
Unfortunately.
I thought they had a great exchange, a good back and forth.
Yeah, but I think...
But look, if Al Sharpton were consistent, Al Sharpton would be demanding that SiriusXM... I think that's where Jamie Foxx made the statement, right?
Yeah.
I think he would today be demanding that he be fired.
Yeah,
What was Sharpton's argument? Was it we as the consumers have a right to say that our dollars go to support this and that? Was that the angle he took instead of the fact that it's a double standard?
Don Imus apologized, and he apologized profusely. And what Sharpton in that case was doing was demanding his firing. Now, I thought that after Imus apologized, I thought, all right, if he means it, let's move on. People can make a mistake if you're on the radio 3, 4, 5 hours a day. And by the way, that's my position on Jamie Foxx. He apologized. Whether you think it's sincere or not, it doesn't matter. If he doesn't do it again, I don't think he should be fired. But the difference is Al Sharpton's not demanding his firing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's been Al Sharpton for his whole career. And if you bring up things that he said in the past, he will say, "Oh my, that was my, I was young and stupid, or I said this. Yes, I did. I would never say that now. It was a different time." He's got excuses for everything he said.
Let's go to Kevin Smith.
For those of us in the room who are completely unfamiliar with what's going on,
I was just going to ask the same thing.
I
Thank
have
you.
no clue what's going on. I haven't heard this story. Jamie Foxx got in trouble?
Yeah, he was talking about Miley Cyrus on his show. And because she had tried to get to meet Radiohead, and Radiohead were dicks, and they said no. So Jamie Foxx on his morning show and his co-host, they were making fun of Miley Cyrus. And I think his co-host is a black woman, and she's like, they're like, "Who's Miley Cyrus?" She's like, "Oh, that white bitch."
That little white bitch.
And then they were making fun of her big gums. I didn't think Jamie Foxx said anything out of line, but it was his show, and he takes the hit. And he was saying that, look, he was making fun she should make a sex tape and grow up already.
Well, Jamie Foxx said that she needs a gum transplant. A female voice on the show said that little white bee.
Yeah.
And tell him the chlamydia line, Sean. That's a really good one that he had.
A really good
He said,
one.
but he did say
I just want to hear Sean Hannity say it.
He said, Jamie Foxx did say she needs to make a sex tape and grow up. Get like Britney Spears and do some heroin.
Yeah, get chlamydia from a bike seat,
Which is a great line.
And what it was played was
I missed that one, Jim.
He did say that.
He really did say that.
And the point was, I had no problem with it as a comic, but the point was, why are people, when the woman's like, "Oh, that little white bitch," if there was a morning show host, we were talking about, say, one of the Cosby kids. Who is that? Oh, it's that little black bitch.
That
and
little
blah, 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 blah.
pickaninny.
Yeah,
You know what
you'd be
fired
crucified.
You'd be fired.
And Imus, I thought, was pretty stand-up about it, and he said, where I made a mistake is that those young women at Rutgers, they're not in the public eye, and they didn't deserve that. Miley Cyrus, all right, she may be in the public eye in one sense, but she's still just a 16-year-old girl, and by the way, a really talented one at that.
She's a 16-year-old girl that probably would have never heard Jamie Foxx if you guys weren't blowing it out of proportion.
That's the thing. You just sit here listening to it going and I hear what you're saying in terms of, Jimmy, in terms of well, if you said black bitch, everyone would go crazy. But
Right.
Who cares?
Well, do you know how
why not be better? Why not be better than Al Sharpton? Just say fucking nothing and move on. It's wow, somebody called
when you say
Miley Cyrus
nothing-
a fucking name. Who gives a shit?
Because when you say nothing, it's looked at like you don't care. About the double standard.
But,
Like,
but who does care? Like, why do you want to justify
care
it?
because
I don't
get fired for
want to
it.
get my ass thrown out of here because I said something racially insensitive
Right.
when other people can say it with impunity.
I know, but you know what you have to do to protect your job. Who gives a shit what he's doing over there? You know what I'm
if-
saying? Like,
but
who
I
cares
would
what
love
they're
to be
saying?
able to throw maybe a couple of off-color jokes around
I
the
think
room.
you throw plenty off-color jokes around this room, sir.
I have
Kevin
to
listens to the
tiptoe
show.
through the tulips.
Hey,
I
you know
wanna-
what?
I wanna go back to